Inga from Health Origins here. Today it's a beautiful Monday, beautiful Sunday Monday, beautiful Sunday Monday, beautiful sunny Monday. That's what I wanted to say. And I wanted to discuss why the strict diet, or any kind of diet for that matter, does not really work, and what to do instead. Um, so yeah, so you might have heard of a lot of different diets, from keto, caveman diet, paleo, low carb, high carb, plant-based, vegan, and whatever other ones you can think of. Um, and in my opinion, any strict diet that requires you um, to resist and not have specific foods um, will not work long term. So what to do instead, right? So the reason why I say whatever diet, strict diet you will have, it'll not work long term, because um, whenever you resist something, it persists even more. And I know this firsthand myself. Whenever you try to avoid something, not eat something, um, you're just drawn to it even more, I find. So what to do instead? So you shouldn't be eating processed foods, you shouldn't be eating sweets, you shouldn't be eating lots of different things, fatty things. Um, so how to think about it, that is not in terms of diet, right? So in my belief and my understanding is that you want to find a lifestyle. I call it a lifestyle, not a diet, because diet, it's something, it already says you're restricting yourself and it's temporary, right? Something you are doing to get from A to B, for example, to fit in this size jeans, or to fit in that dress, or to lose X amount of pounds, right? To me, we should be thinking of how do we become the healthiest people, the healthiest human beings we can be. And that is only achieved by understanding what our body thrives on, the foods that our body needs and thrives on. So, in other words, we need to look into our physiology, right, to find out what are the ideal foods for our bodies. So I've already gone into detail about all the different bits of physiology, and how, when comparing five mammalian species, including humans, which ones our physiology is most similar to. And I'll link to that video down below for you, so you can have a look. However, you know, I'll just say briefly that our bodies physiologically are made for whole food, plant-based foods, okay? And you can do this quick research yourself as well if you're intrigued. If you go to ChatGPT or other kind of AI, I've only tried it on ChatGPT, and type in what is human natural food as per our physiology, or what our bodies are, biologically made for, what types of foods, and you will get that answer, right? So anyway, so we already established that whole plant foods are the ideal foods for our bodies, right? But even within that, with whole foods and plant-based foods, there's a lot of, foods that are not really beneficial. So it'll not be whole foods, but like vegan foods or plant-based foods. So you could still get a vegan donut, you could still get a vegan junk food of any sort. So that basically is not ideal food. So how do we, without restricting ourselves, how do we stop eating those things? Well, it's all to do with understanding, mentally understanding what these foods do to us once we ingest them. Okay, so it's not restricting yourself just because you know it's not good, like you shouldn't have it, somebody told you, or you've seen in a video somewhere, but it's because you internally know what it will do to your body, that it'll, raise inflammation, it'll mess up your body, functions, and it's just not beneficial for your well-being. Um, so once you understand what the particular food, whether it's oily food, excessively sweet, refined food, or breads that are not organic, so hence they have glyphosate in them, once you understand all of these things, you will not want to put them in your body. And that's the key, is actually understanding and internalizing that knowledge, so that you make a different choice yourself. So it's not like you're restricting yourself, you're not letting yourself to have something because you shouldn't, or because you've heard somewhere. Is because you know yourself what it will do to your body. Okay, and yes, sometimes you might still choose to have it, right, but with the full knowledge that it's not ideal food for your body. But yes, as a treat, one off, or a specific kind of celebratory thing, you might still choose to have that sort of food, and that's completely different. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I mean. Diet, if you just diet and go by specific prescriptions, don't have this, that, and the other, because you're restricting yourself, it will not work for you long term, because you'll feel that you are very restricted. Eventually your willpower will run out, and you will resort going back the way you used to eat, overeating, eating the wrong kinds of foods, at wrong times, too big portions and different things, right? So the only way that long term something would work is for you to understand why you're eating specific things, or why you are choosing not to eat specific things. It has to be your choice, and it has to be from your deep understanding of why. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of my little tip for this Monday afternoon. I hope you're having a lovely day, everybody. And if you have any questions, put them down below and I'll be able to answer. And like I said, I'll link down below for you my video of which foods, and me going through all our systems, bodily systems, in determining what foods are ideal for our bodies. um, and yeah, so next week we'll probably delve into revisit cravings. Next Monday I'll go into talking about cravings and how to get on top of them, and how not feel like you're restricting yourself when you choose not to have certain things. So have a lovely day, and until next time.